Welcome back to Focus on Southeast. I'm Dan Woods, General Manager of KRCU Public Radio. We're talking today with Southeast President Carlos Vargas. The Southeast Arrow, which is the university's student publication, recently did an in-depth report on sexual violence on campus. And if folks are interested in that, they can see it online at southeastarrow.com. But what I want to ask you about specifically is, what is Southeast Missouri State University doing about sexual assaults to combat that here on campus?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a great question and also a very profound one. There is no doubt that I am terribly troubled by the fact that sexual assault, sexual violence occurs at all on campus and outside of campus in the community. Having said that, we are working hard to make sure that we improve the ability that we have to reduce that, to avoid that. We are very pleased with the fact that, well, not only the Arrow has shed light on it, but also that there are students in the student body at the university that are actually very actively trying to create awareness of that, because the creating of awareness is actually, I believe, a very effective deterrent for that to happen. It is a difficult issue to deal with, because when that occurs, the person that has suffered the assault or the violence has a number of different options to follow, and so we need to respond depending on how he or she wants to proceed. And in some cases they will really want to remain anonymous. In other cases they are very they're ready and very vocal about making sure that they inform who they are, and in some cases they want to file charges with the police, and some other cases they don't, or they may change their minds. So we need to be ready to respond to all that. We have a number of offices on campus and programs that specifically focus on providing help to those students that may have suffered the violence. It is a little bit challenging too, because as you saw in the report from the Arrow, there are a lot of data out there, and sometimes it's difficult to compare and identify that, because in some cases we are providing information resulting from the Clery Act. In other cases, and that involves certain actions that occurred in certain locations, like on the campus or just around the campus. And so what happens is, we're now working the university in trying to in making sure that we have a very a clear, and we're doing that through our website and one of our web pages, to communicate to people the information, but also to indicate what the information represents, what it includes. One of the things that I think I'd like to take this opportunity to communicate to people is that we are absolutely not interested in not sharing this information. We want to be open, we want to be very transparent, and that's something that we are working to do, but we need to do it in such a way that we also do not create confusion out there. So we're working hard to make sure that our offices, they all understand what they're doing and they know how to communicate with each other. When a situation like this occurs, it's terribly, it's a tragedy for the person that is subject to this. And we immediately try to be of help, recognizing that the emotional trauma sometimes causes the person, the victim, to not necessarily know exactly what direction he or she wants to move in. And so we are trying to be supportive. We have counselors on campus. We of course have the Department of Public Safety, which is a commission where we have commissioned officers. So we do have the ability to carry out investigations. We can do it on our own, or we can ask for help from the Cape City Police. So we're trying to do this. I believe that one way that I think is effective, maybe not to the degree that it can absolutely eradicate those cases, but that can be very effective in reducing this incidence of violence, sexual violence, is to encourage bystanders, what we call the bystander intervention, which means other people that are around to help to identify situations that might be moving towards something like that happening, and try to figure out the way to prevent it. And so bystander intervention, I think, is very important. Having students, friends go out and maybe sometimes and make sure that you don't leave anybody behind. Unfortunately, in many cases, alcohol is involved in these situations. Maybe not in all of them, but in many they are. And so how do you control that? How do you make students aware that alcohol may actually promote or increase the chances of an event like that happening is very important. So we're working and we're being more explicit with the parents and the students when they come for orientation about how important it is that they be cautious, that they behave in ways that they minimize the chances of that happening.
A big topic, and I would just note to our viewers, if you're interested in the data, just go to southeastarrow.com and you can see the report that the students did, and all that information is there and it's available to review. Let's switch gears and talk about the new Center for Speech and Hearing, which was dedicated in early May, located on the corner of North Pacific and Watkins Drive, pretty close to where we're taping actually, next to our building. So what services are offered to the center, and what does it mean for our region to have it here?
Well, it certainly is. It's a center that, of course, addresses issues with speech and hearing, and it's a facility I have visited. I had the chance to visit, and it's a wonderful facility that gives the community actually an opportunity to be exposed to some kind of therapy for problems that they may have with their speech or their hearing. I think that, I mean, I definitely applaud the university when those conversations and those discussions first started to have moved in this direction. When I came here, I continued being very supportive of it, and I am so pleased that now we have this facility, which not only provides enhanced opportunities for serving the community, but it also gave us the opportunity to move that activity outside of an academic building, growl building, and now we are in the process of renovating the building and be able to increase the number of offices and spaces devoted to classroom and also to student areas where they can actually have a lounge. And so we're going to be able to relocate some departments completely, like the English department is going to be there. Mass media is also going to have some facilities there in a much better quality. So the Center for Speech and Hearing is not only a resource in many ways similar to what the Center for Autism is that the university has, but it also has helped the university expand a little bit and improve the spaces that it has, that we have for our students and our faculty. That Speech and Hearing Center is going to provide opportunities for students in communication disorders to be able to go and have an opportunity to observe more directly the treatment and the therapy that is provided to patients. And I have heard students who are actually just graduating now, and they're going to maybe graduate programs where they get there, and they may be coming from Southeast, which is not a Research One institution, but they will have had more exposure to individuals with those problems than students who come from very large programs in other locations. So they really have an advantage when they get there, and they're being very successful in achieving admission to graduate school.
Okay.
So,
well, on that note, we're going to take another break. And we'll continue our conversation with Dr. Vargas in just a moment. You're watching Focus on Southeast. Stay tuned.